I am a spiritual writer, energy reader and healer. My readings, articles and the healings that I give are all sort of seeking to empower and provide a different perspective, really. How would I describe myself in 3 words? I'm passionate, authentic, and most of all, I'm fun. You've got to laugh at times, right? Okay, so not all the time. Sometimes we'll cry together too. Hope you're enjoying all the content that I'm putting up on my channel, and if that's the case, love it if you could like and subscribe. Until then, see you around, lovely wing people. So hi, welcome to your Mercury retrograde reading today. So just doing a little intro into all of the readings. Mercury retrograde usually happens sort of 3 to 4 times a year, depending on the lunar calendar. And it's a very difficult time where the retrograde means that we go back or we go and revisit something, or things may not work as well. But they may not work as well because there's a reason or a lesson that we need to gain from it. It's often a time, because it's ruled, Mercury is the planet of communication, it affects all types of communication. So it can affect our computers, our phones, our cameras. Tell me about it. I've had a few camera issues of that period. So yeah, it can really feel like it's working against us. It's a time frame of shadow that we just need to work through and get through. But often, on a positive note, there are things, as I said, just that, you know, that we need to take from it, that we need to learn from. So coming out of this period is a good thing, or is a positive thing, and affects us in different ways, because wherever the retrograde sits at the time of the year will affect each of us astrologically differently, because it will sit in the different 12 houses, which are houses for astrology that are ruled by planets and affect us in our day-to-day lives. So I just wanted to sort of mention what it was and how it might affect us before I started any of the readings. Hello Scorpio, how you doing? Welcome to your Mercury retrograde after party. I'm a Scorpio myself, and whenever I listen to readers, I always seem to attract other Scorpio readers. So we are a very psychic sign. We're a very deep sign as well, being that we're all about life and death and transformation, and we're the type of sign that asks the sort of existential questions of life. You know, what is life all about? Where are we going? These type of things. So I'm really happy to do these readings for you, Scorpio. Obviously, it's really crazy actually, because I can't normally read for myself. So it's actually quite nice to read for all of you other Scorpios, and not think that I'm reading for me, because normally that I don't do that well. So yes, so I'm going to crack on with your reading. I'm going to pull you an empowerment card, which is going to be the first thing I do with, and I have done with all of these other readings. So let's see how we can be empowered today, Scorpios. What must we be told? What must we know? These cards can be quite sassy actually, a bit like us, Scorpio. We can be sassy. Whoop. Okay, we got one jumped. Never apologise for being a powerful woman and man. It says woman on here, but if you're a man out there, do not apologise for being powerful. Scorpios, we are powerful. We're not always in our power, but we are powerful. Okay, so let's talk about what the retrograde meant for us. Okay, so it sat in our 12th house. And this is a house of the hidden, the spirituality. I did just speak about how Scorpios have this sense of being in touch with their subconscious. We're very sort of intuitive people as a sign. And because this sat in this 12th house and it was Scorpionic energy, it affected us in a way that we become very introspective. We internalized a lot more during this period. And sometimes when we internalize and go into what I call hermit mode, that can present our shadow side and can sometimes show us dark sides that perhaps we need to deal with, or that provoke thought processes for us. So as we're coming out of that, it's going to be much more about us sharing, being very external, communicating in a better way, and feeling more in our power again. Okay, so I'm going to pull. I have pre-shuffled. Actually, before I do that, Scorpios, I'm going to hit my singing bowl. So it will make a high-pitched sound. So if you want to cover your ears, do so now. Cool. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. Right, so I'm going to pull 6 cards and I'm going to lay them out. If I can find room on my desk. Okay. Oh, and one jumped out. So I'm going to pick that up in a second. Okay. Interesting. Right. To the bottom of the deck. The Fool. Da, da, da. The Fool is all about us taking a leap of faith. This person here is about to launch the top of this cliff with his little dog with him, his knapsack, and everything he needs in order to accomplish what he needs to accomplish. So the Fool card is the first part of the journey of the major arcana within the tarot. And it goes all the way up to 21 and it ends with the World card. And it's all about this long cycle that we all go through on our journey through our lives. Our life, whatever. So the essence of this card is this little fella has absolute faith and takes risks. He knows that he might not know what's going to be involved on the journey, but he believes in himself enough to know that he can be a success. So this is what we're doing, Scorpios. We are taking a leap of faith right now. And that can be in all sorts of areas of our life. Okay, so that's your theme. And it's really cool because I spoke about us coming out of introspection. That taking a leap of faith is that, you know, given that process, we're now ready to move forward. And with all our bells and whistles and so on. So the card that jumped out, that was an additional, is the Hierophant, which is a number 5. 5s are about challenges and new endeavours, sometimes difficulty. And with that idea of that Fool card, you know, nothing worth taking a risk for is easy, right? But we have to take those risks to win the prize. So the Hierophant is all about institutions, groups, it can be religion, it can be education, and it's about like gathering this knowledge and with that knowledge moving forward in some way. It can also denote marriage or union, and yeah, is a very, I think it's a very positive card. It's because it's jumped out. I think it's like a little side note. It's kind of saying there's something in this, whether that's you, I don't know, learning a new skill, going into education, taking something on that seems really big to you right now. This card is talking about taking the risk. Go and learn those new things. You probably think, well, it's going to take, if I had to learn that new job, I've got to study for so many years, or I've got to go back to college or, you know, university or whatever. And it's saying, yeah, it's an endeavour for sure, but you have what it takes and you can do it. Okay, so that's that little jumping card. Let's pull these clarification cards that we spoke about for all three of these columns. Ooh, that was crazy. Okay, so for our first column, we have the dragonfly. For our second column, we have stabbed in the back. Okay, don't panic. It wouldn't be a Scorpio reading if we didn't have some drama. Something quite... Oh, we've got another card that jumped. Wow, I'm going to take that one too. Okay, so we've got keys on a ring. It's really weird because I saw this card. It jumped out at me when I was doing a major shuffle in between all of the other reads that I've done, because I've done quite a few reads. And when I saw this, I thought, this is going to come out in the Scorpio reading. I just knew. And it did. So there you go. Right, I've got two other cards that actually came out for Leo together in this way, which is weird. So maybe you have some placements, some Leo placements somewhere in your sun, moon and rising. Might be worth looking at that reading as well if you do. So basically we have palm tree and paradise. I saw this as a holiday, going away, having fun, going on a holiday when I read Leo's. And I'm actually going on holiday soon. So... Okay, so we'll go into that a little bit more depth in a second. So let's read our first column. So we have an Ace of Swords, which is an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini or Libra. And this is in reverse. We also have the King of Wands in reverse. This card, all ace cards in the tarot, are usually gifts in some way that are coming towards you or being placed within your reach. And this is the upright. Remember, ours is in reverse. But I'm going to talk about, I need to explain this for me to understand where this is going. So with the swords, this is information or some sort of communication coming your way. But when it's in reverse, it feels like it's not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet in receiving the information or the gift. It's kind of on its way, but we're not there yet. And because you've got this King of Wands in reverse next to it, again, in the upright, projects, success, motivation, engaging in something really new and exciting or something you've been working towards. Because we're in reverse, I feel that what's happened is these are our hopes and dreams. We are working towards something right now, or we're working hard to create something right now, and we feel like we're going, but something's just not quite taken yet. These cards are telling us that will happen. That idea will come to fruition. That dream will come true. That idea will manifest. But at the moment, this introspection that we were in with Mercury retrograde was keeping us a little bit stagnant. I think we were kind of stuck. And these energies are en route. They're just not with us quite yet. So that's actually quite exciting. Because this also kind of works really well with the idea of the Hierophant and the Fool. You know, you're taking the risk, you're making the decisions, you're putting yourself out there, you're doing all the necessary things you need to do in order to secure that success. But the moment it just feels like nothing's taking, nothing's catching, I feel like this is going to turn, Scorpio. It'll turn things around, and we will receive the passion for these projects and the gift in which to communicate appropriately. So that's amazing. So that's really good. And to clarify it, we had the dragonfly. So be light-hearted, finding out things, coming to light, adapt, change, heal. So this is really good. The dragonfly is this energy that is very light and can kind of be very flexible, an energy. And I think it's asking us to do the same, is to just be flexible right now. Don't take things too seriously. Don't be your worst critic. And just keep things moving, keep things fresh. And those changes will definitely come into play. They are coming for us. We're in Scorpio season very shortly, within the next couple of days. And all astrological signs do sit in their power when they're in their birthday month. So the times are changing, Scorpio. So our second column, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So basically, this confirms what I just said very, very nicely. So I'm going to paint this picture for you. The Hanged Man is when we feel like we are upside down, we're trying to make sense of things, we're trying to see things in new perspective, we're trying to understand why something is the way it is. This is not a bad thing at all. It feels like somebody's just hanging there, you know? They're just stuck. But actually, they're not stuck, because in this time period, they are working out what they need to do. What's the best course of action? How can I look at something in a completely new way and turn it upside down? Now, the reason I say these together is this Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving knight in the deck. You know, you see your Knight of Wands and your Knight of Swords, and they're charging forward. This knight doesn't do that. This knight holds its power. It moves slowly, but it's steady, it's reliable, and it's offering something worthwhile. Sometimes, you know, this idea that moving slowly is the best course of action. If we rush towards something at times, we don't see the full picture, or we quite easily mess stuff up. So this knight is very powerful. It means what it says. Its offer is very tangible. It's also very stable. This core energy. There's an element of strength to this knight. And if you put that together with this Hanged Man, having perception and having strength, and all of these qualities are really based in sort of developing wisdom in order to sort of make sound decisions and move forward in the best possible way for us. So these are really positive. The card that didn't sound as positive as it could be was this Stabbed in the Back. This card here. So this clarified this knight and this energy. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, and shocking attack. So this is in a complete turnaround to these two cards. This doesn't always necessarily mean, oh, this is awful, terrible things are going to happen. But sometimes this can mean that we've deceived ourselves. Sometimes we can fail before we even start. This is this idea of looking at new perception. Perhaps you're doing something currently and you're doing what you've always done, and it feels like you're being stabbed in the back. It feels like It's painful. Why is it taking so long? Why is this not working for me? Why are these people not noticing what I'm doing or what I'm saying? The Hanged Man is asking you to think about it in a different way. It's quite often, we all go through these stages, especially. I've been there myself, believe me. This idea of betrayal by people that you either love or you work with, or even family members, is a thing. And we feel so hurt when we've been betrayed. But this is just giving us a little heads up, saying that there's perhaps some little area in our life right now that we do not have the full story about. We don't know everything at this point. But the shadow side always has a way of coming out. And this will come out. And we will get to know about it. Okay, enough about that one. Right, so your third and final column. So we have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords in reverse. And we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. This is really interesting that we had that stabbed in the back and we've got this Ten of Swords. You see, this person's been stabbed in the back multiple times. However, ours is in reverse. So, the Knight of Swords in reverse is this idea that something is moving slowly. There's something going on in the background for us in our life right now that isn't moving quickly enough for us. We feel that perhaps the communication's not coming through from somebody's not telling us everything. We saw that card then. Somebody's hiding something from us, or we're not seeing something that's staring us in the face. But these swords, again, as I said, are all about our mindset, our thought process, the way we process other people in our lives. Again, this is slow moving, but this Ten of Swords, in this position, this is multiple stabbed in the back styly. But what's really great is we've moved forward from that last card, and in this next row, which is moving forward again, these swords are upside down. So if you look at gravity, if that was the case, those swords would be falling out of that person's back. So we're moving forward from whatever this betrayal, difficult mindset we had, that we were working through, the decisions perhaps we were trying to make about something in our life, is coming to a close. Tens are about completions. So whatever this feeling is that didn't work out, we felt betrayed, we didn't feel honesty was flowing, that is all set to just turn. There's a saying about karma, and this card talks very much about that. If there are people out there that don't wish you well, Scorpio, let karma take care of that scenario. Just you be positive about you. Just you know that you have the power. Okay? And it's also, this card can symbolize coming out of a state of drama as well. Perhaps there's been issues in your life where it's felt very dramatic. This person, it's like they're led there and it's like, I'm going to milk it for all it's worth. So this is like, no more drama, no more confusion, no more disagreements, and this idea of what might have been a dark time passing by. This night sky is soon to turn to dawn, and it's a new day. And that's very much the energy of those cards. So then, to clarify that, we have keys on a ring. And do you remember, this is the card I said that it actually jumped out at me several hours ago when I was doing another sign. And I knew it was going to come out in the Scorpio reading. It says, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. There's a lot of different meanings in there. For some of you, you will have just had a complete one night stand with somebody. Not judging, smashing, if that's what you want to do. And for some of you, that might not have been the best move you could have made. I don't know, perhaps it was with the wrong person, or there's some story to the person, or perhaps it's highlighting that maybe that wasn't good for you. Maybe you don't need that in your life, perhaps. For others of us, this idea of these keys is this idea of opening new doors. Some people might literally be moving into a new home, moving to a different city, taking a new job. And it's very much this idea of opening doors, and that can mean opportunities coming up for you as well. It can mean you opening up a little bit more to someone or some idea and maybe changing your mind. Maybe you were closed off to a scenario and now you've decided, actually, I want to be more open to this idea. Okay? And as I said, we then had these two little jumpers of palm tree and paradise. And it talks about stability, happiness, expansion, permanence. It talks about enjoying each other. So I think for some people out there, for our couples out there, or people that have just started in something, maybe it was on the back of the one night stand, this is going to maybe turn into something very cool. Maybe you're going to go away together. Maybe you're going to have a holiday. Maybe we all need a holiday. I think we've had this period of time where nobody has been going away, and now people are starting to travel, aren't they? So this is saying that this is opening up to potential for travel, which is really exciting. Okay, so let's pull you an Archangel Michael card. Ta-da! Wow. So weird, because I knew I was going to get this card as well. So this card says, pay attention to your dreams. I've been having quite a lot of dreams, like lucid dreams recently. And also some friends of mine have too. Well, it's also wise to remember that we're at that time of year now, at the end of October, where the veil is very thin. And this idea of this veil is between past lives, present lives, life, death, these sorts of concepts. And sometimes we experience messages through dream state and in, when we are asleep. So this is telling us to pay attention to those dreams. So if you've been having some strange dreams, try and write them down, go online, have a look at meanings. Weirdly, I had a very, very clear dream the other day about doors opening. And then I said that about these keys. And it was this idea of new opportunities opening up for me, for us. Okay, so I'm going to read the ritual on the bottom of this card. Thank you for tucking me into bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderfully restful night's sleep. Archangel Michael, I invite you into my dreams as my teacher, my guide, and my healer. Please allow me to understand this and then specific situations. So if you want to speak to Archangel Michael before you go to sleep tonight and ask them if there's a situation unresolved or something you'd like to have a bit of clarity on, ask him to give you clarity before you dream. Okay, so this is also talking about like on a spiritual level, and this is that me talking about the veil and there being all sorts of other maybe signs and synchronicities going on in life at the moment for you. Okay, so what would the soul, spirit, soul action cards like us to see for Scorpio today? Okay, perfect. We're perfect, Scorpios. Far from it, actually. Well, me anyway. But so it says your angel is perfect, but doesn't expect you to be. We certainly are not perfect. None of us are perfect. But this card is not talking about that really. It's saying that we go through our lives and we are actually surrounded by angels, some guardian angels, some other angels from past lives, this type of thing. And they surround us and they're there to guide and support. Sorry, Scorpio, that was very weird. My camera completely switched off, and that should not be happening after Mercury retrograde has ended. But anyway, I was just telling you about this idea of your angels are around you at this time because they're there to guide you through tricky times, difficult times. You know, they're there to sort of hold our hand and tell us that everything's going to be okay. So when you're having that self-talk that you're not perfect or you can't do something or there's some other issue, know that your angels are with you. Take care, Scorpio. Love ya. During your retrograde, Mercury retrograde after party readings that I've been putting out there for everybody. Just at the end of your reading, I just wanted to mention my new spell kits that I've been writing. On the website, I do mention that I associate myself with green witches, which are healers. And they work with mindfulness and this sort of thing. And I've been producing these spell kits. If you can see that up close, yeah. The spell kits I write myself, and I do a couple of adult ones and some children's spell kits. There is a review currently on my website. Go and take a look. For one of my young viewers that purchased one of these kits, just talks a little bit about what's in them and how she's enjoyed them. So that might be worth having a look at on my website. So that's www.pegasusandthewitch.com. So it's very quickly, I thought I would just go through the sort of things that are in these kits. So they come with a scroll, and I write all of the special spells. So there are different ones. So the children ones, there are 3 different ones available. Go and have a little look at what those are. Just a very quick idea of the sort of things that are in them. This is one of the adult love kits I've got here. So inside the adult ones comes the Pegasus and the Witch candle that you can light during the spell. And these lovely dragon's blood incense sticks also come with the kit, and they have sort of instructions of when to burn these and in what order to do that. So they smell amazing, the dragon's blood ones. They are just such a beautiful thing to have anyway. And then each kit comes with a very different little talisman, and talismans are associated with luck and magic. So these are part of the spells as well. This one here is my witch with the 3 angels. They're very interactive. Each kit comes with a special affirmation card as well that you can be using after you've used the spell. And they're all about empowerment and believing in yourself and this sort of thing. And they're really great things to interact with. So yeah, go and have a little look on the website.